Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about forecasting. This example that you're looking at on the screen can be found in Module 5, and it has to do with forecasting and trending and so forth. What I want to show you, though, is this is what I originally had shown in that particular video. I'm going to show you now a tool that will kind of replicate this without you having to actually do the formula. So let me just kind of back up a little bit and just say that what we had here originally were the traffic patterns, and we have the numbers there, and we have them, the original numbers from January through December. So these were known numbers. We wanted to project out to get an idea of what maybe the January of the next year number would be for each of the airports. All right, and in order to get that, we use a function formula called forecast.ets, and we put it in exactly the way you see it here for the situation. And the idea here is, and I'll tell you too, if you're going to do this on your own, it's important that you have those little absolute dollar symbols where you see them, or this will not work at all. But basically what you do is you put this formula in, and then you can copy it all the way as far out as you want to go, to as far out in the future as you want to go, and you can copy it down to as many, whatever you have going down. And this formula goes to a very complicated calculation, looking at these numbers and doing all kinds of things to them, and it comes up with what it thinks would be the next number, all right? And then the way I've got it designed is then it looks at everything from January through January and comes up with the next number. Then looks at everything from January through February and gives us the March number. And the same thing for April, same thing for May, and working its way down. So it's very, very powerful. Well, we have also, over in the Data tab, a tool called Forecast Sheet that actually does this automatically for you. So it uses the same formula, and it works, though, on just one row of data. All right, so that's what I think is the advantage of maybe using this formula, because you can do as many different, in this case, airports as you want, and you can do it as far as you want to go. When you use the Forecast Sheet tool, it only works on one row. So here's how it works. I just wanted to kind of show this to you. It does come up with a nice little graph and everything, so you might want to use this. So here's how it works. So what you do, first of all, we're going to select the known data for Chicago. All right, so we're going to start over here at B2, go down to Chicago, and then kind of go across like that. So that's our known data. This was the forecasted data, so we're going to pretend like we don't have that, right? So once you've done that, all right, then you'll go into your Data tab, you'll go over to Forecast Sheet, and this little window will pop up, all right? It already has it set for, in blue, showing you what the given is. So these numbers here are what you see in blue. What you see in orange is what it is projecting. And believe it or not, this same path that you see here, all right, is exactly what you have here, all right, at least for the first 3 months here, okay? So it goes from 37 to 38 and kind of stays there. Now, what you see there now? What we're going to do then is we're going to kind of project it out a little bit further. So we're going to go down here, and at the bottom it says Forecast End, and it says 3/25, meaning it just goes out to, out to March, not even at the end of March. So we'll click onto there. We'll bring this thing out all the way until December. Oop. So out to December 31st, just like that, and there we go. So when you look at this graph, the main part here, which is the forecasted one, lower confidence, higher confidence, but this would be what you'd want to go with here. If you look at that graph, and you look at this graph, it's pretty much the same thing. See, this graph is for the whole 2 years, that one there. So that's pretty cool. And then what you can do at that point then is go ahead and hit create, and it will create a new sheet for you. It puts this graph in here. Let me just move that over, and just so I can fit it on the screen here, I'll shrink it up a little bit. There we go. All right, so there it is. So it's showing the given. Okay, so there's the first 12 months, and then the next month, 37, 38, 38, 39, 40, 40, 41, 41. Well, if you look at this, 37, 38, 38, 39, 40, 40, 40, 41, 40, 41. So same kind of thing. So that's about it. So the only thing I can tell you that might be kind of cool with this is that if you were to use the formula instead of doing this, at least you could create this as you can get this graph, and then you can go ahead and do a right click on it and hit copy, right? And then go over to the other sheet. Or what you can do is you can actually just do a right click on the graph, go to where it says move chart, all right? And we want to move it to the forecast sheet tool sheet, which is this one right here. Hit OK, and there it is. So you can take that and put it down there. Another idea with this, let me get rid of that first. All right, what you could do is, let me just get rid of this sheet as well. All right, we could go at the bottom here and put a total in. All right, so let's say we put our total like that, and we'll go ahead and do our auto sum here. All right, it was reminding me that I wasn't including that in the total because it's actually a date, and the date is a number, and it doesn't know any better, and it thinks I want to add that in there with it. That's why it gave me that. Anyway, I'm going to go across. Well, I guess I can go all the way. Well, I'll go all the way across. Just for the heck of it. Okay. And then I can go ahead and take these guys, hit that, and say ignore it. All right. Anyway, so you could maybe do a projection on the total. So let's say that we didn't have these numbers at all. Well, so we could go ahead and select that range, right? And then control key, and then select this range, right? Then go back into the data tab, go to forecast. Okay, we could set the forecast out to December 31st again. There it is. And then we can hit create. All right. There we have that. And we can click onto that and right click it, move chart onto the forecast sheet, hit OK. There it is. And then we can take that graph, move it down here, stretch it out, squeeze it up a little bit. We don't need all that. There it goes. And there you've got a nice statistical graph, more than what we have there, and it'd be along the lines of just creating a normal graph. But what I like about it is that we can show the upper and lower confidence levels as well. So I don't know, something interesting. Again, I think overall using the formula is probably the best way to go. But you know, having this tool up here, you know, for the forecasting, to make at least a graph and have this kind of information in there, that's not too bad. All right, so hopefully this helps. Maybe you can use it. Definitely forecasting is definitely a very popular thing to do with your data. So appreciate you watching. Take care.